Hello and welcome to another episode of the Positive Inspirational News Network. My name is Jared James Pedersen and I'm very excited to share some really positive and inspirational news with you here today. Now, before we get into the positive news, I want to share a little bit more about what I've been up to, some of the updates and the other exciting things that have been going on just in my life experience, let alone what's been happening in the world. So before we go any further, I just wanted to say that these last couple weeks have been an amazing adventure for me, and it's been a huge confirmation for the fact that our thoughts and our emotions, when we can feel good and think positive thoughts, we can have a great positive impact on the world around us, and we can achieve and experience some of the most beautiful and amazing things we've ever done before in our lives. So I'm here reporting that news live firsthand to you from my firsthand experiences. So a little bit about what we've been up to is a good buddy of mine, Michael Grady, and I were at the Health Freedom Expo this past weekend, and we were able to meet some of the leading edge researchers, scientists, and experts on alternative and natural cures and remedies and health information. It was a fantastic experience. And what I'm going to be showing you and telling you about here in this very episode is probably some information that you've never heard before, and it could be some things that might seem a little hard to believe, but as you continue to watch the show, hear this news, and research more by the links and resources that I've provided you on this post, you're going to be able to realize that being healthy is much more easy and simpler than you might think. And it's a lot simpler than most medical doctors will tell you, but what I'm going to be sharing with you and what you're going to be researching is going to be very, very exciting. Now, before I get into more specifics about that, I want to give a quick shout out to Donita and the PIQ community. Donita is the creator of the Positive Inspirational Quotes Facebook page. She is an amazing person with a fantastic story, and perhaps someday she'll be sharing her story here with you. For now, I just wanted to let you know that if you're ever looking for some positive inspirational quotes and messages on a daily basis throughout your life, all you need to do is go to facebook.com/positive inspirational quotes, and you'll see a lot of wonderful pictures and messages and inspiring quotes for you to use in your own life, to share with your friends, and to create a more positive feeling and a positive environment in your life. Now, about the Health Freedom Expo, I'm going to share some specifics with you about one doctor in particular who shared some mind-blowing information. And I just wanted to say, before I get into that the Health Freedom Expo is actually happening in Chicago, June 15th through the 17th of this year, 2012. So I would highly encourage you to look more into that. You can go to healthfreedomexpo.com and read more about this very powerful event. If you or anyone you know is either interested in health or has an illness that you're looking to heal or cure potentially naturally and without drugs and surgery, you're definitely going to want to go to healthfreedomexpo.com and make sure that you go to their next event, which is in Chicago, again, June 15th through the 17th in 2012. Now, the first thing I want to share with you may not be brand new news to the world, but to you it might be. And it's the concept that Napoleon Hill talked about. Now, if you're not familiar with Napoleon Hill, he was actually contracted by Andrew Carnegie at the turn of the century, who was the richest man in the world, who founded U.S. Steel. So basically, he was one of the richest people in the world and eventually became the richest person in the world. So he knew a thing or two about success. So basically, he hired this man named Napoleon Hill, who went on and studied from the most wealthiest, most successful, and powerful people in the United States as well as around the world. And what he found out were some of the common denominators of success and achievement, basically creating whatever it is that you want in your life. He found that through studying the most successful, wealthy, and powerful people in the world, he found what the common denominators were. And his philosophy, which he shared in Think and Grow Rich, among his other books and pieces of work, the philosophy of whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And he talks about this specifically in a video. If you look right below this video, you'll see a resource to a Napoleon Hill video where he's talking about definite purpose and how important that is to achieve anything you want in your life. Because if you don't have a specific goal, if you don't know what you want, how can you ever get it? So by getting clear on thinking about and writing down on paper, what is it that I really want in my life? Taking the time to do that will allow you to use your creative ability, use your imagination to really create a new reality for yourself.
And now, may I request that you forget all your problems and just relax while I bring you the master key with which you may unlock the door to any opportunity that your mind can conceive. The master key consists of 17 principles, the first of which is definiteness of purpose. Right here at the beginning of our visit, I'm going to make you a promise. If you will decide definitely what you want most during your entire lifetime and write it down on paper so that I can read it, I will give you the master key with which you may open the door to the attainment of your desires.
So Napoleon Hill says, whatever the mind of man can conceive, which means anything that you can think about, and anything you can bring yourself to believe, which means you can think about it and you can believe that you can have it, then you can. So there's a very powerful principle being shared here as far as not only the power of our thoughts, but the power of our belief. So really make sure that you learn more about this and continue to learn more about this, because it's this type of information, and I've shared this on the other episodes as well. It's hearing this information over and over and over again is what's going to begin to reprogram us from all of the negative programming from news or other people that we may have been exposed to growing up. So always make sure that you're reading books, listening to different audios, watching this news show over and over again, so that you're continuously getting positive, inspirational news directly to your mind, so that your thoughts can then become more positive, so that you can feel more positive, so that you can help more people in a positive way, so you can have a more positive impact on other people without trying, because it's just who you are. You are a happy, positive person, so that energy radiates throughout. So it's very, very important. So go ahead and when you're done watching this episode, or if you've watched this episode 3 or 4 times already, then you know the link right below this video for the Napoleon Hill video. You'll get to see him directly in his video talking about the definite purpose and how important that is. So I would encourage you to take a look at that and learn more and take notes and get clear on what you really want to achieve in your life. So now what I want to talk about is one of the doctors that we had the privilege of hearing speak live and got to meet him as well at the Health Freedom Expo. So as you can see, his name is Dr. Leonard Coldwell, and he has cured over 35,000 terminally ill cancer patients without drugs and surgery. He's done it natural ways, and he actually has the highest cancer cure rate in the world, and it's over 92%, where he even says that the medical profession has a cure rate of 2% of people that have cancer. And so this guy is the leading authority on health and being able to cure yourself of any illness or disease that you may have, whether it's cancer or some other disease. This is the guy that you want to read his books, watch his videos, understand that it does not have to be done with drugs and surgery. That's one option that a lot of people have used and may have seen mixed results with. But what you're going to learn when you learn more about Dr. Coldwell is going to blow your mind. He shared with us a protocol, which I'm going to share with you in a second, but I just want to encourage you that you want to listen to more of what this guy has to say. You can. He was actually on a radio show that we did called Our Wish Radio, which you'll see right here. And the link to that show specifically, it's called How to Cure Cancer with Dr. Leonard Coldwell. So you can go ahead and click that link right below to listen to that show and hear more from him specifically on what's really going on in the health profession and what he's been doing to really create huge, huge positive transformation. So at the Health Freedom Expo, he actually shared with us something very, very interesting. And it was, we can't call it a cure for cancer because we're probably not allowed to say that. But potentially, this has helped a lot of people become healthy, let's say, from any cancer or issue that they may have had. This is a potential solution that Dr. Coldwell had the opportunity to share with us. So basically, here's what it is. You take food grade baking soda and you take some organic maple syrup, just like you see here. You put it in a pan and you warm it up and you basically stir it together. And what's going to happen is you're going to make sort of this like a candy, if you will. It's going to start molding together. So what you do is you cook that, and then what you have is a fantastic solution. So you can, let it sit, let it harden, and then what you have are these different pieces of candy that you can take. And so if a person has cancer, they instantly go to the maple syrup. They absolutely love it. So they start chewing on that, and then what happens instantly is the baking soda then gets into the cancer cell, and it creates such an oxygen-rich environment that the cell just instantly becomes, the cancer can't live in an oxygen-rich environment. Nobel Prize-winning scientists or physicists have actually found that cancer cells cannot live in oxygen-rich environments. So this solution, this candy that can be easily created, can instantly create a more oxygen-rich environment in your body, which will potentially lead you to greater levels of health. So this is a very eye-opening potential solution that you may want to look into. And as you'll see, again, of course, the resources right below this video, you'll be able to read more about this protocol specifically and how you can best leverage it for yourself or your loved ones. If someone happens to be suffering from some illness, you might want to share this type of information with them so that they have an opportunity to become healthy and well once again. So very exciting, and this is just the tip of the iceberg from what Dr. Coldwell can talk about and can share with you. So I would encourage you to get his books, The Only Answer to Cancer. He has 19 best-selling books. He's spoken in front of 4 million people so far, and so for me, he was really, a gold mine within all of this dirt. It's like he is the gold, he is the gem that you want to find, you want to learn more from, because he's the one that's doing it. He says 86% of doctor visits are due to stress, mental and emotional stress. So that right there is very, very powerful. Another thing that he also mentioned is that there are already over 300 natural cures for cancer. Because he says it's not just one cancer or one cure that works for everyone. Every person is an individual person with a different cause and a different solution. So what he does is he gets to the source of what's causing it. He doesn't just mask the problem. He gets to what the really cause is. And most of the time it has to do with your stress. A lot of times he says it's because the relationships that people are in is what causes them to, start get cancer. Where everyone else will, say, take drugs or have surgery. Let's cut it out of you. He's like, well, let's get to the actual source. What's causing this illness to form in your body? So it's definitely something you're going to want to look more into. And this is very exciting, positive, inspirational news. The fact that these solutions are already happening throughout the world. It's now our opportunity and our responsibility to learn more about it, to take charge of our own lives so that we can be the people that we're meant to be. So next what we're going to be sharing with you is a couple of positive and inspiring news stories that we have come across that the first two actually involve animals. So the first one that you're going to be able to see is 30 dolphins were stranded and basically washed up onto shore, and a group of people got together and saw what was happening. There's like 30 dolphins in there, and they started pulling them back into the water. And there's this huge group of people. You got to see like 20 or 30 people like basically just pulling these dolphins into the water and sort of getting them back out into the water so that they could swim away. So I'm not exactly sure what happened, but this actually happened in Brazil on March 5th, so a little under a week ago as of today. But you got to see a group of people getting together and actually saving this pack of dolphins. And what's really interesting, I'm not sure if you knew this, but when you do a good deed, serotonin gets released in your brain. And serotonin is like a feel-good chemical that helps you and your body feel better, improves your mood and how you feel. Another interesting thing is not only when you do a good deed does that happen, but when you watch a good deed, that same thing happens. Your brain releases serotonin. So what that means is by you just watching this video of these dolphins being saved by people, your brain is now releasing more serotonin, allowing you to feel better. So imagine what would happen if you decided to watch positive news and positive videos 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 hours a day. What if instead of the majority of the things you watch on television, you're able to choose which sort of information you wanted to see? If you wanted to see, good news, positive news, animals saving people, people saving animals, all these types of things, imagine what all the serotonin that would be able to be released from your brain. Imagine the inspirational ideas that would flow from that when you continue to watch positive, inspirational news and videos. Wonderful things begin to happen. New ideas begin to spring. New actions you take. New decisions, which develop into new habits. And new habits create success. Success habits create success. It's really a cycle, and it starts with just reading one more page in a book, watching one more positive video, seeing how you can help one person around you with whatever you may have an abundance of. Give some away. If it's your time, if it's your skill, if it happens to be money, whatever it is, you have an opportunity to share and give something to someone else to make them feel better, you'll feel better, and the universe will be delivering more to you. It's a huge win-win-win. So I would encourage you to think about, what can I give? What can I give today to someone else? If it's sharing this video because you think other people would appreciate it, I think they will. So I would encourage you to share this video with your friends. Positive inspirational news, it doesn't happen every day yet. However, we're on the right track, and with your help and your support, we can do it. I believe we can. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to actually share some of your own positive inspirational news in our contest, where you'll be able to win a cool prize, which I'll tell you about in a little bit, so stay tuned for that. The next thing I want to mention that has to do with feel good and animals as well is there's a news story, and the link is right below here. You'll be able to see the resource and watch this video, where it basically says dogs help the healing process. And so they have this video of this guy who's basically been working with show dogs for over 20 years. He decided to write a book that talked about the healing power of dogs. And he said something very interesting, which relates to something I mentioned earlier about whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So what that means is our thoughts are actual things. Thoughts mean something. Thoughts are powerful. So what are thoughts exactly? It's sort of it's not a real physical thing that we can touch, really. It's more of a fine ethereal substance. Some would say that it's part of the energy or the mind that connects all things. We know even in science that all atoms are not like, there's more to an atom than an atom. There's more to physical matter than just atoms. They can go as deep as infinite. But the point of that is, physical matter is not physical. Everything is energy vibrating at a different frequency. And it's our brain and our senses that are perceiving these energetic frequencies to say, oh yeah, that's a table, or oh yeah, that's a flower, whatever it may be. But it's our brain, it's our mind, it's our body that is perceiving this energy. So what that means is, everything is energy. So anything that we can think of, we can begin to create. And this relates to dogs, trust me that this relates. So the guy who was talking about the story, the author of this book, he said, when a dog goes into a hospital room, the energy shifts. Now what does that mean? That means when a dog, in this example, when a dog goes into a room of, let's say, sick cancer patients or people that are in a hospital, when a dog goes in there, people begin smiling. People are like, oh my God, a dog, who doesn't love a dog? Especially a dog that's, happy to see people. It instantly makes them feel better. So when he said that, I took it as a fantastic confirmation for the power of energy and the power of our vibration or our emotions to create, because he says when a dog enters a room, a hospital room, the energy shifts, which means a simple dog can raise the vibration or increase the potential of healing for sick people. Now that's pretty fascinating. They're even using it in different therapies. So this is definitely something that can help you feel good, knowing if you have a dog, or if you have a cat, or if you have a pet of any sort, then it's good to know that they're helping you feel better. If you love looking at your dog or your cat or whatever it may be, and you enjoy petting them and they love seeing you, that instantly makes you feel better. That's a fantastic way to raise or improve your mood, is think about your dog or think about your pet. If you don't have one, then, go to your friend's house. They might have one. They have a dog. Go say hello. It's always good to be around lively, enthusiastic beings, whether they're humans or whether they're animals. Either way, it can have a positive effect on you. Even just watching them. Now, next, what I want to share with you is something pretty exciting. So basically, this guy in Texas took trash, different types of plastic, and actually turned it into blocks or bricks that he then used to create a house. So he basically made a house out of plastic and trash. Now this is very, very interesting, and you can actually see the video of this, again, in the resources right below this video. You'll be able to see this video where this guy basically talks about that. And not only is it just a house that people can live in, but it can withstand winds of up to 90 miles an hour, as well as they did a test with an earthquake simulation. Minimal damage. So this is actually very, very exciting, the fact that we can take trash of all types. I don't know if you saw in one of the last episodes where a man has a machine. He created a machine that turns plastic back into oil. So what we have is another example of a man using plastic and trash and garbage and turning it into a great asset. We can build houses for people to live in. Perhaps the people in Haiti that lost all their homes, they said could be hundreds of thousands, if not tens of thousands of people are still without a home after the devastation in Haiti, which was even a couple years ago. So imagine being able to take the plastic and trash of the world and build it into a living space that would work for a family. I think that's pretty cool. And what they're actually doing is they're now teaching and training women in these areas on how to create these blocks from plastic and trash so that they can then create a business in setting up these new types of homes. So this is very, very exciting, and if this piques your interest at all, I would encourage you to go ahead and click the link right below this video that will lead you to that story so you can learn more, because this is very, very exciting stuff. Now, the next thing I want to share with you is our product of this very show. Now, earlier we mentioned a couple different bits of information as far as potential solutions for different illnesses and disease. And I want to share with you a great resource, a fantastic DVD that I would encourage you to order, and it's called Cancer is Curable Now. And this features some of the most amazing people that are doing fantastic work in the field of alternative health and healing. And so what you can do to learn more about this DVD, you can watch the trailer, and if you feel inspired to order it, you can. You can go ahead and click the link right below this video that says Cancer is Curable Now. You'll see the link right below. You can click on that. You'll be taken to the website where you can watch more about this DVD and how it can have a huge positive impact on your life, or if you want to gift it to someone you know, then that would be fantastic as well. So again, you can go ahead and click the link right below here that says Cancer is Curable Now DVD, and you'll be able to learn more about that. Now, one last thing that I want to mention before we end today's show is I want to give away a gift. Life is about giving. That's what we're talking about here. So what I want to do is I want to give you a prize. I'm going to have a contest here. And basically what I want you to do is, in a comment right below this video, what I want you to do is share a positive news story, either that has happened to you recently or something that you found on the internet. But basically, if you can provide a positive news story and share it in a comment right below here, if it's either a link to a video you made, or if you just want to type a little bit of text telling me what it is, with maybe a link, or if it's a blog post, whatever it may be, type it and post it in a comment right below here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to randomly pick a winner from all this positive news that you're going to be sending me. I'm going to be able to pick a winner from that. And here's what you're going to get. You're going to get these two audio programs. This one, they're both from Ned Kraft, who's an incredible person, basically showing you how to become more effective with your time, because we all have 24 hours in a day. It's how we use them. And so what this is going to show you is basically how to use your time and set your priorities more effectively so that you can lower your stress, become more effective, and basically create more of what you want. It's really, really cool. So this one's called You're Missing Out and It's Okay. Basically, this one, he talks about, you don't have to do everything. A lot of people feel obligated to say yes when someone asks them to do something. And so what he's going to be sharing with you is that it's okay to say no to certain things. It's important for you to check in with yourself and say, do I feel like I should be doing this? Do I feel like this is right? And if not, you need to be able to say no with grace. So that's part of what you're going to be able to learn in that course. And this one is called The Art and Science of a Great Life. That's pretty self-explanatory. There's a lot of fantastic information in here as well. So these 2 audio programs are going to be going to the winner of the positive inspirational news contest that we're having here. So again, you can just post a comment right below this video on this post and share some positive inspirational news, either that has happened to you or something that you've seen recently. You're going to be able to share that right below, and you're going to be entered to win these fantastic programs. So this is just about wrapping it up for this episode of the Positive Inspirational News Network. I want to thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video, watch this episode, and again, post a comment, let me know how you like this video, share this video with your friends so we can encourage more people to have access to this type of positive and inspirational news. And again, we're going to be keeping the positive news flowing. I encourage you to do one positive thing in your life. And I want to leave you with a question. Now, this question was inspired by a previous event that I had gone to a few weeks ago. And that question is, how can I believe in myself just a little bit more today? And so this is so important for us to ask ourselves on a daily basis, because if we can continue to believe in ourselves, to know that we have the power to create what we want, as we build that belief through daily actions by just saying, how can I believe in myself a little bit more today? And whatever comes up, do that. As we build that momentum, we're going to be building this belief that we have in ourselves to do whatever we want. And that goes back to Napoleon Hill saying, anything the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So anything that we can think of, when we have a very strong belief in ourselves, we are able to achieve that because we believe in ourselves to be able to do it. So imagine, what could you do to believe just a little bit more in yourself today? Take that action, whatever it may be. If it's saying hello to someone, if it's getting a book, The Magic of Believing, for example, which is a fantastic book, or anything like that. What can I do to believe in myself just a little bit more today? I would encourage you to think about that and take action on that and see how good it can actually get. Again, this is Jared James Pedersen for the Positive Inspirational News Network. Always stay tuned for more information in the latest episodes here at freedomandinformation.com. And of course, you can sign up to become a member of freedomandinformation.com right here on this website, absolutely free. All you need to do is sign up right next to this video. You'll see the box. You can become a member and get the first access to all of the latest episodes and other exciting news updates and opportunities. So thank you very much, and I look forward to sharing more with you.